Hello guys, it's Jam, a character in the free, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro video where I'll be looking up the new Maximum Crisis cards of the Zefras. Now you may have already seen they get the Zefra Providence, which is a rotor, and also they get this one. It's called Crusade, where you can just use it from your hand if you got two Zefra Scales. Similar to this one, I'm just going to do that now with against the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, because that one stops Pendulum summoning more than one monster, so we need to get rid of that. And also taking in one Astrograph Sorcerer, because Zefras, they tend to just destroy your own scales and stuff, so you get pluses off the Astrograph Sorcerer. Also a decent beat stick that you could use. Now the third card they get is the most important one, which is Grammaton. This card is treated as both scales basically, because once per turn you can just dump a Zefra from your deck directly to your extra deck. And then you can gain that scale number, so it's either scale 7 or scale of 1. Keep in mind that affects once per turn. And this is a game against Blue Eyes, where they're clearing our board. But it's also got another effect, a monster effect, where you can summon it from your extra deck only if you tribute all your monsters on your side of the field, including 3 Zefra monsters at least. So it's very difficult to achieve that, but sometimes you do. And if you do that, you get an extra Pendulum summon for that turn of only Zefra monsters. So I think that's the first card we get where you get 2 Pendulum summons per turn, which is quite interesting. And I think in this duel, I think it's the first time I tried doing that. Unfortunately, they did MACR us, so I just went for the play anyway, where they get a second Pendulum summon. And then you can just overlay and stuff with the dudes. Unfortunately, the Zefras, their monster effects is only once per turn for each copy, so as you can see here we summoned 2 Zefranius and we only got 1 effect, which is search for 1 negation. Instead of the final Zefra Assault, we are playing 1 Zefra Assault, but I'm playing 2 9 branches of the Yangzing because it's a better card overall compared to the final Zefra Assault, because that one lets you destroy the Zefraniu, and then therefore with Zefraniu you can let you search the trap card, which you can use from your hand if you got 2 Zefra Scales on your opponent's turn. Unfortunately here against Blue Eyes, we did get OTK'd, but you saw they had a board of a Spirit Dragon, which was a big problem at the start of the duel. And I think this game is against Eidolons with Wonder Wand. Max is a bit of a problem when you are actually going off later on, but early on it's not much of a problem. And there we go, we got 2 of the MST basically from hand, and they're using the Wind Witch version of the Eidolons. Then as soon as that one gets out, we're just going to destroy it with this one. The Providence is also, the Rotor Providence is also treated similar to a Return of Dragon Lords from the grave, so more importantly that protects your Pendulum Scales. So if they try to destroy it to stop you from Pendulum summoning, you can just banish this from the graveyard to save your Pendulum Scales. And this card is really good because you can see it's just a main engine of the deck now, the Grammaton. Provides a lot of you can fill your extra deck really quickly, providing it stays on the board. I would try to stop from going to the extra deck, but we are going to use the counter trap card which we searched last turn, so we can actually go off this turn with the Zefras. And in this build I'm taking in 2 Zefra Pilica, because sometimes your opponent will strike your summon off the Zefraniu. In that case you can just normal summon the Zefra Pilica and then bring back the Zefraniu, and at the end phase it will get destroyed and you'll get your search. That's the reason why I'm running the level 3 dude. Also a good card too, you can overlay into Break Sword. In this deck you want to destroy your own stuff sometimes, because you can trigger a lot of effects and you can just recycle them anyway by using the Pendulum summoning mechanic. So stuff similar to Scrap Dragon like Break Sword, Ignista, they're quite good in this deck. And there's another game where we're playing against the Bao Baboon Metalphos, I'm assuming the Zodiacs. This deck has so much searches now, Zefra Providence, the Field Spell, the Yangzing level 6 guy, this guy, Zefraniu, so many searches. They did blind MSTR, Infinity Barrier, 9 branches basically, unfortunately. And we just got pranked right here because they have an Astrograph, so it stops the it makes the MST useless. And baboons can make them unbrick. So I'm not really sure if baboons say. It's quite useful, I guess, if you open it. But luckily here we have this trap card to destroy the invoker, so no zodiacs come out of the deck. Just a Mithrilium. They did draw them, I'm right. Okay, that's quite unfortunate. But they have no negate, so it's all good. And this was going to go to a 7 scale because we sent the Zefra new, and now we're just going to go all in with the 5 pendulum summons and destroy the whole board. I think in this play we could have destroyed this one and kept on going, but this is probably sufficient with the Ignister plays, which is return stuff against pendulums. Ignis is really easy to summon if you've already played Zefra, you probably know already. And we also have 1 negation, so as soon as they try to do anything, we're just going to pop our own Zefra new and also get a search. It may be 2 for 1, but it's not if you get a search afterwards, especially if it's a card that you can use from the hand sometimes. If you got providing you got a Zefra in your other scale. There you go, there's the game for these Zodiac Malphos. You just have to stop the rat from coming out. The Malphos bit doesn't really do as much unless if they have the rats to get the pluses. And again, there's DDD, a deck that's coming out. Mix already out, people already got a hold of the new real cards, the Lamia, Siegfried, and Beowulf. They're only really missing 3 cards though right now, so decks full power as soon as they get this structure deck in TCG. And they also haven't been hit yet in the TCG ban list, unlike in OCG. Top deck the MST, which is good against the Dark Witch Covenant. Fortunately, Siegfried negated our rotor, and we did open double of the Grammaton, which is not much of a problem because you can just dump the 6 guy and then activate the other scale, so you got a 5 and a 7 scale, so it's not that big of a problem. And we sort of managed to clear their board, a DDD board of Crystal Wing and Siegfried, and a Alexander, so that's not too bad. However, DDDs can still recover because they have Thomas to grab back the... Yeah, DDD is a really good deck. Looking forward to seeing them in the meta next format. They have their structure deck actually legal in the TCG. Fortunately, we are actually running out of stuff, but we do have a card to stop our stuff from getting popped. But we did top deck a strike, which just doesn't really help. Would have been nice if it was a Pendulum Scales actually, because we have a decent extra deck. Although they do have a Titanic Galaxy to stop that, so it doesn't really help. Yeah, that is a lot of damage from the DDs. It's a really good deck. Next game we are playing against Sklees, another Pendulum deck, and I believe this is the Demise or something, with the card Pot Desires, and they open Scout as usual. They always do that. Yep, a lot of back row. I try to deal with that by destroying the Scout first is the problem. But a skill drain though may stop our plays, but awesome quick thing about this card is you can just destroy skill drain. It's so good. There you go, just get rid of it. And this one can just turn into its good scale, then we can do some plays. Providing they didn't strike us, which they didn't, fortunately. And then Ignister, very good against Pendulum decks. It also runs over the Cleafort Cravia. This card you don't even have to set it, because if you have 2 scales here, you can just activate it from your hand. So it's not a problem. You got the Scout back because of the trap card, but we're going to chain this to destroy our dude. I think we ran out of targets in the deck though, for the search. I think we did. I'm going to bounce our thing with Carrier. And then this is when the spell card in the graveyard becomes useful. They tried to Twin Twister it for a big Pendulum summon. Unfortunately they did strike it, but this is when Zefra Pelica is also useful. We can just bring back Zefra new, and then at the end phase it will get destroyed, and then we get a search. So it's that's why we tech a few Pelicas. It's really good in the pure build. Sometimes I need to try like the Shadow build, or even the Talonite build for this deck. especially with the Grammaton build, but for this one I just stuck for the pure build. Nice thing about Providence is you can also search the trap card, which destroys cards, so you have a lot of outs. This card is potentially an MST or Raigeki Break, even, as long as you have Zefra cards. And destroy this red ice guy. A lot of back row. You can clear the back row one by one as well, using a combination of Zefra trap cards and Zefra monsters. And done with Grammaton, specimen, a bunch of stuff. Hopefully, it doesn't strike. We did save, I think we'll save the Oracle just in case we get striked, and then we can get the Zefra Pilica. That's why we didn't use the Oracle here. Just saved it for later on. Ignista doing the work as well. And we also have a negation with the 9 branches of Yangzing. And now we're going to be 9 branching the Red Ice Fusion to stop the fusion monster summoning. But they do have Soul Charge, which is really good if Red Ice have set up. So they do have the Light Pulsar plus Red MD combo there. They're also got a big IR Ignista. That's okay. Ignista couldn't destroy the scale because of the Zefra Providence again in the graveyard. So that's one of the cases again where we got saved by the Zefra Providence. And use a trap card to destroy Light Pulsar first, so the Red MD doesn't come back, which is a problem if it does happen. I think we could have done more in this play. If we did destroy Grammaton, we could have done a lot more actually. But it does clear the board with them being on really low life points due to Soul Charge, and we've got another negate in the graveyard on the field. Every turn you have at least one negate, which is nice, and another search, which is even better. And last game, I think, yep, this one's against Zodiacs. They're good support. They got a new good support. It's one that brings back stuff from the graveyard, and also that dude. Any XCs for Zodiacs are good support because they can just overlay and overlay over it. Even if the card doesn't do that much, it's another material for them to use. And Tiger King, very good card in that deck. Gets your Tenki, you get some another Zodiac. Drancy, of course, a pain to deal with. And then it doesn't let us even use a field spell. I'll just try to dig actually. We'll try to summon, at least we got 2 guys out of the field, turn 1. Unfortunately, Twin Twisters, we don't have the Providence in the grave, unfortunately, so our Scale's gone, which is really big. Although we do have a Grammaton here in hand for later on, and another field spell, and another field spell, perhaps. If we don't die, alright, doesn't matter. There you go, there's a combo with the Ram, where they brought it back, and then they use that one to bring it back. I hate that combo for Zodiacs, it's too strong. Another Drancy as well, we're going to pop the Kaiju they sacked off. So we don't get a search with this guy because they didn't get destroyed because they Kaiju'd it. So much advantage to Zodiacs. And Solemn Warning. There you go, saving the scale because of the Providence. Tried to go for it, but unfortunately Solemn Warning was too good in there. I think we could have maybe come back if they didn't have a Solemn Warning there, so it wasn't too bad for us there. So there you have it. There is my take on the new Zefra's Maximum Crisis style. 2 terraformings, 2 desires, because you play free of everything except for Pilica. Astrograph is actually really good in this deck because you pop a lot of your own stuff and then you get extra pluses and a monster on the board. Also a decent low scale, scale of 1. That's quite important because a lot of the Zefras are level 3, level 4, level 6 as well. Though you can't pendulum summon this guy because all the Zefras have a scale effect of you can't pendulum summon anything but Zefras. For the negates, we have only 2 of the 9 branches because sometimes it can be bad if you don't have any Yangzings and you open this and it doesn't really do anything. Same with the final Zefra Soul. They're all searchable as well anyway, so it's not much of a problem. Free of the Rotor, obviously you have to play free of this. It's like Return Dragon Lords, but even better for this deck. And free of the Raigeki Break sort of hand trap thing. Celestial Crusader of the Zefra. I don't know what's going on in the artwork here. I think it's Infernoid Sophia or something. It's that new Infernoid, the Tiara. This dude, Tiara, Goddess of Rebirth, fighting Grammaton. See that in the artwork. Whoops. There's Grammaton, and there is that guy. I like the lore of Zefra. It's quite interesting, even though I don't know what's going on. And I love this one because it's got Gem Knights. Pretty sure that it just has Gem Knight Crystal, and it's also got Necros, the old dude and the lady. And I think that the one in the top right corner is Lazuli, which makes it quite interesting. For the extra deck, Ignis is usually the one I go into, but you go into Yazi quite a bit as well, because it does work with the 9 branches, and it also lets you spec your Yangzings from the deck. Metaphys Horror is very good in this deck because you can just combine it with Pilica or even another Zefra, see? And Coral Dragon, I'm really going to some of these, but pretty standard extra deck, rank 3s and rank and level 7, 6 and 8 Synchros. Leo, really going to that one, maybe you can swap that one out. And go try out maybe a Shadow build later on, because initially when this was released, the Shadow build was the strongest in my opinion, and then I just went to the pure build for this one because I just want to try out Grammaton's Pendulum summoning effect, Pendulum 2 times per turn mechanic, although it's kind of hard to pull off because you need to set it up, but you can set it up if your opponent doesn't interrupt you with your Pendulum summoning, because a strike is a thing and it's quite annoying when that happens. So there you have it. There is Zefra's from Maximum Crisis with the new support. The deck's super consistent and you can set up a lot of plays, especially with Grammaton and the spell Providence. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, it's Kijam, aka Character for here. Any other suggestions for this deck, put it down in the comment section below. See ya!